So we're back on Noiretalk with one of my new favorite people. Oh my God, Billie, aka the Brooklyn Phoenix, my new spiritual advisor, medium, connector to the spirit realm. How you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm so happy you're here.
I am happy too. You are one of my favorite people too. I'm so glad that I met you.
Yo,
I believe it was divine calling.
It was, because we connected like this.
Like right away.
And it was like...
Right away. On my end too, don't worry.
Right? I ain't going nowhere.
That's okay.
But I wanted to bring you onto the show because I feel that Noir Bud exudes this essence of just being one with yourself, feeling your core, feeling calm, being connected. And I felt that it was really important because you mentioned something on one of the reading that you did with me, and that you're a spiritual advisor. That's what you do, and that a lot of people need it, like on top of therapy and just best practices for wellness. It's good to have a spiritual advisor connected. And I want you to basically kind of describe it as best as you can, what it is that you do for people.
Well, what I do is I basically come in, and in my readings are 1 hour. And for the 1 hour, we do it face-to-face on whatever video platform my clientele has, right? So we get in, we start. When we first start, I go through oracle cards, which first of all, let's just say I don't need cards to read. I use cards to help me to explain better to a person what it is I see, what I'm feeling. So that's the only reason I use the cards. And when I come in, I connect and I find out where you are. What is blocking you, right? Because my first opening usually is this. When I come in, I'm coming in to see what is blocking you, right? Sometimes we think that we've gotten over something, and I'm so good to go. I'm practicing spirituality, and I'm exuding all this good energy outside. But yet, and still, but you'll feel like you are. Because you're doing all these things. You're chanting, you're cleansing, you're spraying, you're doing all these things. But there's something suppressed. And you don't even realize it because you're not thinking about it anymore, right? But then not thinking about it doesn't mean that you've gotten through it. It could mean you've gotten over it.
Right.
Getting over it means you hopped over it, you pushed it to the bottom, and that's it. Getting through it means that you've worked through it, adjusted it, accepted it, right? And I use this term, way of explaining it sometimes, right? We start to build this high rise of our manifestations and all these things we want to do, right? And what we do with the hurt and everything that's blocking us, push it to the basement.
Oh yeah, I heard you talk about the
build
basement.
up, right? So, you get to the 10th floor and you're like, oh my God, I'm so good, but everything's in the basement. Then what happens? One day something happens and you're forced to go to the basement. And everything just comes out and knocks you down. Yeah. So what I do is I come in and I take you to the basement, pull out what's in the basement, and then we address what is going on. Right. What did you forget? What did you suppress? What is it that you thought you got through, but you really just got over it. Right. Right? And then when I say we, my ancestor team and your ancestor teams, we look at it and we say, hey, you forgot this little spot right here, which also leads to blocking your chakras. Everything is connected. Right. Right? So we pull this out and we say, okay, so listen, so you forgot about this. Let's address this, and we give homework. Okay. Now, the homework, sometimes it's ideal, sometimes it's something so simple as getting a puzzle book to teach someone patience. Okay. Right? I had somebody who didn't know nothing about patience. And the spirit team gave her the homework to get a puzzle book. Okay. And every day she had to do 2 to 3 puzzles. Right?
Patience.
Yeah.
And did she do it?
She did.
She worked?
She did.
I still ain't do my homework.
You better get to it.
I have to write the letter she told me to write.
You better get to it.
I'm thinking about it every day.
Get to it.
So let me ask you, so how long have you been doing this, and when did it tap in?
All my life.
All your life?
All my life.
Oh my, okay. Wait a minute. So when you were a little baby, not a baby, but 5, 7, I don't know. How did it come through?
I had invisible friends, but they weren't invisible.
Did you know that it was a thing?
No.
So you was having parties.
Yeah. You know what it is? I'm an only child for my mom, right? So when you're playing, what's the norm for you may not be the norm for somebody else.
Right.
Right? So it was normal for me to play with my Barbie dolls and have this tea party, and I grew up in Jamaica.
Okay.
So I'd go make my mud pies and climb my trees, and I have a ball by myself. But I wasn't by myself. Then it went on to, I'm West Indian, so people would say, "Oh, you have goat mouth. Don't bother say nothing upon me." So goat mouth means that you're West Indian.
But I never heard goat mouth before.
Yeah, goat mouth is when you say something and it comes true. So you'll say, "Man, don't touch that pot over there. You're going to turn it over," and then boom, it turns over. So somebody would say, "You have goat mouth. Don't say nothing about me." But it was.
And leave that like a child away from me.
And that's how it really started.
I think that's so cool, though.
Thank you.
You want to unlock it?
I'm sorry. Oh.
I think that's really dope, though.
Really, thank you. But it's dope depending on the parents you have.
True.
I grew up in a West Indian household where it's accepted but not accepted. Like come to find out, my entire bloodline was like me. Like I got it from my great-great-grandmother, who was a Maroon Indian.
Okay.
And she used to smoke a cigar backwards and tie her head in a red scarf. And I remember one day my great-grandmother said to me, God rest her soul, she said, "You remind me of my grandmother." And I said, "What do you mean?" Because I would say things, and she would say, "You just like your great-grandmother," right? And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You're the only person that smokes," and it's true. I'm the only person in my unit of family that smokes. My great-grandmother worked at a tobacco tobacco manufacturing company in Jamaica her entire life and never lit a cigarette. 100 years old. And when she heard I smoked, she said, "You are so much like your great, and one day you will figure it out." And come to find out, she used to read.
Yeah.
She would read. She would read when they had to run into the Maroon Hills to hide. Yeah.
What were they hiding from?
From what I understand of my history, the Irish landed in Jamaica, and this is where my high color, besides my father's side, this is where the high color came from, and the Maroon Indian.
Yeah.
She was onyx colored with Indian hair to her knees. Wow. Strong like rope. And they ended up mating with a Caucasian, and that's how we got the Irish last name. Oh. So it's deep. It's deep.
They came through, and they planted seeds. Beautiful ones, though.
Thank you.
She's gifted. No, she's gifted. No, that's dope, though. I never heard about the Maroon Indians. My grandmother's from, great-grand is from Dominica. She had the long, fierce face, smoked tobacco, nasty woman. No, she was mean. I don't know if she was gifted at all. I think she was just a little bit of an asshole. My bad if she's in the room. Marguerite, leave me alone. I want no smoke from her. I really don't want no smoke from my great-grand.
No, you don't.
My grandmother had dementia, and it came back to, she said, "Mommy's going to beat us." I'm like, wait a minute.
That's a hard thing for me to believe in. And I want to say, it's like, how do I put this without being politically, attacked, right? That's how true it is.
Wow.
That's how true it is, right? Did it break? Oh. It's even with, autistic children. They are the most intelligent human beings on the face of this earth.
Yeah.
And like I even believe that to me, from the ones that I've met and fell in love with, children, they always have one thing that they're totally gifted with. And I look at it like they just don't even bother with the rest of us. We just not up to speed with them.
Right.
And even, if you notice, to me, the higher the IQ, the crazier the person seems. I just think they just cannot handle all of that intelligence. I'm working in the medical field, and there was a physician I worked for. This man was so gifted, so intelligent, but crazy. Crazy. I mean, no, Prozac crazy.
All over the place.
Prozac crazy. But when I tell you he could cure any form of cancer, blessed and intelligent. I think he just couldn't handle it. So that's just my theory.
Yeah.
That's just my theory on it.
I mean, I definitely remember working with special needs during like the Special Olympics in Maryland, and I've always felt super protective over them. I'm like, they're angels.
Oh God, yes they are.
They're better than us.
Yeah, listen, my favorite people on the earth are children. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Because they're
me.
honest.
They're honest. They'll tell you your breath stink.
Exactly.
Give me a hug, but you stink. Put some deodorant on. What's going on with you?
Exactly.
While everybody else smiling with you in your face, and they're like, auntie,
like you stink,
auntie, what's going on?
But they're real.
It's real.
And I think that's so dope. So when you were young and you were tapping in like this, what age did it actually click that you were like, oh?
When it clicked, I think it clicked to me after I had my daughter.
Okay.
Right? I think she was about a year old. And that's when I was searching for spirituality. Which denomination did I want to go into?
Oh, I see.
Right? And I was called to Santeria. And I wore my white, I did all of this. That story would be a whole other episode. But however, what I'll say is how I found out. A priest brought me a deck of cards, and he said, a godfather, by the way, he said, I want to see something. I said, okay. He handed me a pack of cards in Spanish and shuffled them, and boom. He said, tell me what you see. Yeah. I read him to filth. He got so upset with me. So upset with me, right? I didn't know what was going on because I was reading Spanish, so I didn't know what I was saying. And after that, I came back, because that happened in Florida, and I came back to New York. And when I came back to New York, at the time, who I was going to make be my godmother, as soon as I walked through the door, she said, what did you do? I said, what do you mean? Basically, in a nutshell, I almost lost my gift.
So when you say someone was going to be your godmother, is that like someone who is your mentor essentially in this space?
It would have been, but my personal experience terrified me, and I pulled back from that.
Okay.
Right? Not to say that I wouldn't go into it now full-fledged, but I would have to be so careful. Like anyone, like anybody has to be careful in any religion you go into, whether it's Catholicism, Baptism, Buddhism. You have to be very careful of who mentors you, right? So for me, I would have to definitely like pray on it, let my ancestors lead me to the correct ones, and stuff like that. So right now I'm just free falling, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem like you're free falling. Like, I feel like you're connecting to who you need to.
Oh, no, I got everybody on my side.
Yeah, they coming through. Coming through, they be like,
I it's so funny. I walked into a religious store with my daughter, and the person in there was Santerian, and she was a priestess also. Okay. And she said, you read? I said to her, I read, and she goes, you're a unicorn. We need you more. We need more people like you, right?
Even though I never seen one.
And my daughter calls me her unicorn, And I said to her, what do you mean by that? And she said, we just need more people like you. I said, what do you mean? And she left it alone. And when I went home, I was laying down, and it hit me. They said, you read with everybody. And I said, oh, okay.
So it could just pick up.
Yeah.
So with you being as careful as you can be in this specific lane that you have, lane, have you ever had a situation that threw you, like possession or something that sat with you a bit too long and it didn't feel like you, or? So I know it's a lot of energy work.
A lot of energy work. And, well, I have someone who spiritually protects me.
Okay.
Right.
In the spiritual realm.
Right. I have a spiritual guard who presented himself to me and said, I want to work with you. And it's
was
funny,
this in a dream or like a day?
No, you know what's so funny? What's so funny was I was having a accidental reading because it wasn't, when I mean accident, we were talking about something totally different. And it was somebody who's higher up in, when I mean higher up, I would say she practices her craft.
Okay.
More than I do, or maybe I should say in depth, or a different way.
Okay.
A different way, right? And she said to me, you know, you have a male energy who's with you, a heavy male. She said, get him a cigar. And this was fairly recently, maybe a year ago. And I said, how? Because I would always feel him. And when I'm reading, I always want smoke, and I want rum, and I want this, and I want that. And I'm like, okay, you know, and that's how that went. My scariest time was, there was one time when I was 22, and I couldn't stop reading. I was reading in my apartment, and so many people, I mean, I had a line. I had a line out the door. Just people coming in, and I would just read. I was bartering for reading. So I would just drink a beer. If I drink alcohol, it gets worse. Oh. And my living room would have people sitting in there waiting for me to read them.
Spiritually.
It was spiritual. Waiting. No, I mean just physical people that wanted to read it with me.
Oh.
Right? My friends. Like they would just all come. Right?
So you opened your home up.
Yeah, but it was never planned. It was like, oh, Billie, come on, let's read tonight. You know, and that's what happened. I would just sit in my kitchen and read and read and read. And one night I could not get rid of this. None of the spirits wanted to leave. And I had to call a Babalawe at the time, and he told me how to do it. And another scary incident recently, I would say, my daughter got attacked.
Okay.
And the scariest part for me was dealing with it. And when I mean dealing with, did I cause this?
Like, did you bring it in?
Did I bring it?
Or did they feel invited because of you?
Yeah. And that was heartbreaking and terrifying. I'm not even going to tell you. I was done.
You wanted to
I
quit?
said, I'm not reading no more. And my daughter had to encourage me to keep going. Because after that night, thank God, I had my family there with us to go through it. And it was, and you know, that night in itself was so spiritually ordered, right? Where a baby was supposed to come, she chose not to come. That's always in my house. Yeah. My 3 cousins came. They all came in black. One was a prayer warrior. One connects directly to her like her sister, you know, and there's another one who was another prayer warrior too. So I had 2 prayer warriors and one that could get through to her.
So the whole squad pulled up,
But
just
unknowingly.
Because. Yeah.
Unknowingly. We didn't know what was going to happen.
Did they feel it?
No.
Or they just felt like, I just want to pull up?
They was pulling up. Like I said, it was not planned. But I'm not going to lie to you. It's like when you're put in the face of your fear and you're forced to man up, you know, because they were there to focus on this side of things. And so I was able to focus on the other side to see what the hell was going on. Right? And make the necessary calls I had to do. But that broke my heart. So I was like, okay, so I read in my house, even though I don't bring people physically to my house. I read on the phone. Yeah. So when I read on the phone, I'm still bringing your energy to me. I'm still bringing your energy in my house.
Right.
Right? And, you know, it played on my conscience, like, because some of the people I read are so heavy.
Right.
You know, and it's not intentional. Yeah. You know, but it really made me almost quit. My daughter had to tell me to keep going. I was like, I don't want to. It's not worth it, you know. But being that, you know, she was like, go ahead with it. And the thing about it, too, is here's the crazy part. All my children are gifted. Yeah.
In different ways?
No, they're all spiritual.
Okay.
You know, they're all spiritual. They all see, they all read.
Yeah.
So they were able, especially with her, even though it was her, and she was able to say, keep going, mommy. And the first time I read after that, I was very nervous. I even read myself, which I don't do. Should I go? Should I continue reading? I was nervous.
Yeah.
petrified.
So explain to us, like, when something like that happens, you know, how do you even see, like, a warning sign? Or, like, does the person become different? Or, you know what I'm saying?
I saw the change. She called for me, right?
Yeah.
She spiritually called for me. One, she called me on the phone, and she was asking for my help. And then she asked me to come to her spiritually.
So Kai's in the room. So you called out for your mother?
I called her and I said, I was like, Mommy, can you come to me?
Come closer to her microphone.
I called her and I said, Mommy, can you come to me? And she said, because she can do astro, how do you say that?
Astro travel.
She could astro travel. So I said, Mom, can you please come? I'm calling her, I'm like, and I was drunk. So I'm like, Mom, can you please come here? I don't feel well. She's like, I can't. From that day, she's been telling me, like, stay home. And I said to her, I'm like, I don't feel well. I think I should stay home. And I'm like, nah, let me just go. I'm going to enjoy myself. So, and my dad is also spiritual, too. So I'm in the car, and Mom was like, stay with her, don't leave. She's going to just need us. I'm like, nah, like, you know, rebellion, no. So after a while, I started feeling weird, and I'm like, Mom, come to me. I said, okay, please send my sister Jasenia. Jasenia is her spiritual daughter. So me and Jasenia don't go, we clash all the time. So I guess when she heard that call for Jasenia, she like, oh shit, like something's wrong. I said, Mom, can you please come to me? She said, I can't come. I'm not sleeping. I can't come. What's wrong? I said, forget it. I'm fine. I said, I'm like, forget it. I'm fine. So all of a sudden, I just felt heavy, and I just started crying for no reason. And then she called my best friend, and she's like, go and find Kai. So I let myself in the bathroom. I'm like, nah, something is wrong. So she's talking to me. She's like, Kai, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. So I walked out the bathroom, and I didn't feel like myself. I didn't know what was happening. She just said I was just staring at her, just like, and I grabbed my jacket, and I went outside to my dad. I'm in the car now, and I'm just bugging, crazy, just for no reason. And then I get home, and then everything, I'm lying. I got home, she was looking at me at the door. She grabbed me, she shook me down, and then she took me to the bathroom, and she rinsed me off with
Florida?
No.
Some stronger things.
Yeah.
More than just Florida water.
She cleansed me off.
It wouldn't have done anything with just the Florida water,
so,
huh?
I was fine, and I just remember her staring at me. I'm sitting there, and all my aunts, like she said, they're in black, and they're just watching me. And I'm like, I'm still drunk, so I'm like, why y'all, like, getting crazy? So then I ended up running in my room and just started crying. I just started crying for no reason. But I already knew something was wrong. So I'm like, So I locked myself in the room, and I'm like, no, I don't want nobody to help me. I'm just going crazy. So my mom, I just remember talking to my mom, but I wasn't speaking.
Without speaking?
I remember having a conversation with my mom without speaking.
Okay.
So I'm like, Mom, like, help me. I remember saying, I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
I just remember calling my mom, like, Mommy. I don't know what she did.
Well,
I don't know what happened. But I just remember talking to my mom while I was under. And I'm like, damn, like, I keep thinking this, if my mom was in spiritual, they would have put me in asylum. Like, they would have put, because the way I was acting as if I was having a mental breakdown the whole time. I was being spiritually attacked. And I saw the person that did it to me, I saw them laughing at me. And I'm like, Mom, I remember like, Mommy, he's laughing at me. And she's like, don't worry, I got him. And I'm like, Mom, help me, please. I'm just begging, like, just help me.
Yeah. Well, this leads back to two things, right? One, when she asked me, should she go, I said no. I said no, don't go. So I'm sure mothers out there are like, well, your mama told you not to go.
I know, and my dad told me
So you went outside and explored.
I told her not to go.
Yeah.
Right? And then secondly, it proved to me a lot of things too. It proved to me, one, that nothing happens by accident. And when shit hit the fan, you know who's there for you.
And it also it seemed like it exposed you to what's capable, what you're
Absolutely.
capable, what spirit is capable.
But not even that, because without my family that was there to pull me through it that night, I would have panicked. Because, again, you know what to do, right? But it's your child.
Yeah.
So I give thanks that, my family was there with me, because they were able to kind of handle it while I tried to figure out what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I couldn't believe what was really going on.
Yeah.
I didn't freeze, but it's like, is this really happening to me? Like, is this really happening to my child? In that type of a way?
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, my prayer team, they took my cousins, I'm telling you, everything happens for a reason.
And with you having a whole squad, whole family squad.
That wasn't even a plan, thank God.
Right.
They were there.
But how does that work with what you do for other people? Like, do y'all all work together? Do you work separately?
Oh, well, no. That was just there for me.
Okay, in that moment.
Yeah, they were just there for me. And this is the thing. Like, nobody sees this side.
Yeah.
I just get on, read, give you an hour, laugh, and joke, and get off.
Yeah.
Nobody sees this side. Nobody knows what happens afterwards. I gotta clean off. I gotta cleanse. I gotta take a break. They don't see that. They see me get on. Hey, how you doing? Shuffle. Let's ask some questions. And then bye. I see you later. Book. They don't know I'm tired. I can't move. My body hurts.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to that though, because I think that people think it's like Teresa the medium. Mm-hmm. She's like, let me talk to you. No, it's not that simple.
I do that too. But I roll up on people all the time.
But it's a thing.
But go ahead.
I understand. Well, wait a minute.
Well, you think about it. Somebody listen. You
look like you could fight though. Like,
listen, no, you think about
try
it.
to.
Listen though, you think about it. Somebody roll up on you and say, I remember this one particularly. This one stands out in my mind because it was a baby. I'm sorry? Oh my God.
A year for what?
The day that I rolled up on the girl. No, but what happened was we went into a bodega.
Okay.
And it was a hard day for me. We had just come from, like, my son was sick. It was a whole big day. I don't even want to think about that. But we were in the bodega, and I was stressed, but not stressed, And I'm standing there. I remember there were two young ladies standing to the left of me. Mm-hmm. I looked at them, and I said, I need to talk to you. So
you would have said that to me.
Yeah,
I was
my
like,
approach was off. And that's exactly what she did. She said, what?
Talk to me about what? And what area were you in? Up in the
Queens, Jamaica Avenue.
Oh.
So she was like, I said, I need to talk to you. She was like, and her friend said,
right.
So my brother's like, whoa, wait a minute. My mother's a reader. She's here to tell you something, right? Uh-huh. So they said, oh, okay. So I said, can you step outside with me for a minute, right? Mm-hmm. So she was like, all right, no problem. So we stepped outside, and I remember certain things, because usually I don't remember. Because I just don't want to remember. I don't want to remember. But I remember this particular incident because her son had just come out of ICU or was in the ICU for heart surgery. Mm-hmm. And I remember I started telling her, and she broke down. Whatever message I had to deliver to her, she broke down crying and saying, thank you. And like I said, I remember as a son, it was a young baby, he had heart surgery. Mm-hmm. And after that, but I do it all the time. In the mall, in Uber. I'm in the Uber, and I read this man the whole way home. I know he was tired and probably wanted to put me out the car. He was like, wait, let me get a pen. Wait.
Like, you saying all the things. I wasn't ready.
And I said to him, about, and he was like, yeah, I'm getting married next week. And I told him about him and the kids, and he was like, oh my God, I need to call you again. He sure did call. When he got home, he made his wife call me. Uh-huh.
So I want to talk about the reading you gave me.
Oh, sure, let's do it.
So I've had a few, I guess, readers, but not like this.
Is that a good thing or a bad
No,
thing?
it's a great thing.
Okay.
Because, they would give just random things and, oh, you're going to hear about a car accident. Well, is it someone I know or like, is it going to be on Citizens app? I don't understand. What do you mean? Her name was Janet.
I can't.
Janet was just very like all over the place. And it's so funny you cough. She actually had emphysema or something along the lines, right? So I never really had detailed information from any of the sessions I've had with other folks. And with you in particular, I was very nervous because I kind of felt that something was going to come out. And you definitely saw a lot of things that obviously you can't research or look at someone and just be like, oh, bam, like, unless you're you, right? Hold on. Let me start it. If you're a normal person that doesn't have gifts, you're not going to see that on me.
I'm a normal person.
Right. You are gifted. I don't think that you should be placed in a normal spectrum. I don't think so. So, and there's a few things I want people to understand. So you tapped into a relative of mine, or connected, spoke to, who just passed away about 2 years ago. And she was very specific in her practices spiritually in many ways. And I do think that you and her would have been friends in real life because of how you do your practices and how you connect to things and people. So when you said to me, there's someone in here that has her hair wrapped up, she's dancing, she's pointing to her throat, she's thirsty. You said specific things that my grandmother specifically said that only family members would know or people who were close to her. And what you said was, she's thirsty, you're supposed to pour libations for her. You haven't done that. And she said that you need to light a cigar for her, right?
Yes, I did.
And that she needs you to do that. And that I would understand that. So yeah, Nene would pour libations every night on her plants, on her doormat.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try it on my plants. I really am.
It's wild with this woman. I'm like, what are you doing? And I remember being a kid, like, what are you doing? She would do it every time with a beer. I'm pouring libations for the ancestors that passed.
That's right.
And she would say legitimately, and she would smoke a cigar, among other, herbal medicinal things, right? Then she used to get down with the get down, okay?
Okay.
And what I knew, to me, I was like, this is profound. I knew, it was like, you could connect to somebody, grandma, like, oh, they said that they're there and they're proud. No, you said, you gave me direction because she Aggie like that, right? So when I called my father about it, he knew instantly something was up because I was like, have you poured libations? He's like, what are you talking about? You have a reading or something? And he's not into that. He's very like, he had a spiritual visit once in his life, well, maybe more than once that he would like to admit to, but he always chucks up to, it was a dream, but like things in the house moved the next day, bro. You still want to say it's a dream? I don't think, but he's so logical.
Right.
So I was like, Daddy, you had a reading. That's what she said. She said, Nene said this. This man was like, it's the cigar part for me. Then he was like, and the libation part for me. He said, because look, you a young New Yorker. Who gonna look at you and say the word libation? You gonna say liquor? Not libation. Who's this woman?
Oh my God.
Now, mind he don't want no smoke. He don't want to read me. Cause you might really like reveal all the things, right? Some crazy wild shit. You might tell him he has a whole nother child he don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Knocking, cause I'm nosy. I want to know. But that's how I knew. I was like, oh, this is very different.
Right.
This is like, we've gotten to the luxury space of mediums, honey. This is bougie. She's on the penthouse floor of this realm because she's actually sitting down with the folks.
You know what? It's so funny. Like, even on my page, 'cause I don't advertise. I just have a page. I have an Instagram page, right? So all I do to advertise, all I do is I just ask whoever I've read,
Mm-hmm.
you know, can you please send me a review in text? You don't have to put your name. It's like a speech now, right?
Yeah.
Did you like your reading? Thank you. Can you send me a review in text anonymously? I won't post your name. Boom, that's it. You know, I'm not technical. I just give
It's word of mouth.
Screenshot, boom.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's that I don't put Medium up there, right? Because I don't go searching for it. I'm not going to call or summons anybody.
Yeah.
If they're resting in peace, I'm going to leave them there. But if they want to come talk,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, then come, not a
That'll
problem.
happen. Yeah.
You know? But I'm not going to summons and call and bring nobody. But if, you know, like if somebody does come true, I will. That's why I don't advertise.
Yeah.
Because some people would get it and some people don't get the experience, you know? But something just came to my mind. Like I think, are we on live?
We're gonna go to. I wanna.
No,
yeah. Let's pop
are
it
we on live
open.
now? We're live. You
On
know
Insta?
why? You know, are people watching? Because I just got the question in my head that somebody said, well, how come I never experienced that? Right? So,
Or is it?
no, it's from, but here's the thing. You get what you come for,
Yeah.
right? How many people in that thing?
I can't really see because the connection. We need Wi-Fi.
But people are watching?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to tell you why. Because somebody is thinking about me and wondering, well, why didn't I get that? I'm going to tell you why. You get what you come for, okay? Now, I have people who come to me really looking for help, really wanting to heal, to work through what's going on with them,
Yeah.
right? Then I have people who come and they're not even concerned about themselves, which is not my business. I'm here to serve you. But again, you get what you come for. Now, if I pick up something on somebody and they're not ready to deal with it, like a childhood trauma, my spirit team will say, nope, we're not going there yet. Let's take care of this first.
Okay.
Right? And I'll tell them, listen, I know something about you. If you feel up to it, you can reveal it to me, but we're going to leave this to the side for now.
Yeah, you did that to me.
Right?
I wasn't.
And
I wasn't ready.
And I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah.
But you know, everybody doesn't get the same thing. I don't go off of a script, right? So if I'm reading someone and they're not ready to experience a mediumship, right, or a medium reading, then you're not going to get it.
Well, I do want to tap in and see who's questioning. However, I know I feel like you don't do this, so I'm gonna do it for you.
What's that?
I'm gonna tell people to respect you, because what a lot of people don't understand is that mediums, gifted, they tap into another space that's really not theirs. Like you said, it's not a script. You get pulled through the ringer and all that. And what I find is that when you go through social media platforms where people want to connect, they just want to see, they want to test, they want to do all the things. They have to understand at some point you have to release. You have to let go. You need to give respect. You need to give charisma. So if you're on live and you have something, she's going to pick up on you, she'll pick up on you. If she doesn't pick up on you, then DM, figure out a way, book your appointment when she's available, because it's booked. She's booked. Just saying. I feel like, you know how people had the highlights on their page, like, this is how you book? Put me on there, like, all right. This is what we're going to do. These are the rules. You bend the rules, you get blocked. Like,
but you know what happened to me the other day for the first time? I went live and somebody came on with a dummy page. Yeah.
that's someone else that...
a troll, I guess. Right? In the middle of the live. And they came on with a troll. And I'm looking at it. And I'm like, what's going... So I let them go through and they asked a question. And I answered them. They said, no, not true.
Come on.
Hold on. I said, all right, cool. My family was in the live. They were like, what are you talking about? My clientele family was like, wait, what? And all that person's business came to me one time. They said, you're lying. They said, and I said, but they said, you know what? And in all things, you have to have respect for yourself and respect for your craft, right? So I didn't say anything to her. I just gave a warning the next time. I said the next time, when I went live the next day, I started out by saying, the next time you come in my live to test me, I'm going to put all your business out there. You've been warned.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not just doing it just to get back at you. I'm too grown for that.
Yeah.
You know, and I respect my craft and I respect my ancestors too much to, if I'm mad at you, I'm going to tell your business. No, you don't do stuff like that. Yeah. First of all, I asked them to remove it. When I'm finished reading somebody, I don't want to know nothing. I don't want to remember it.
Yeah.
I asked them, remove it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to walk around with all of that. You know?
It's too heavy.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of baggage.
It's a lot.
For strangers.
Yeah. But you know what? How I feel? Once I read your family, because if I'm knowing all your inner, deepest secrets and your insecurities, you're not a stranger to me no more.
Yeah.
You become family.
I respect that.
Yeah.
You got a big heart.
Thank you. And that's why I always share. I always, you know, some people might say, well, why do you say so much? Because I ain't perfect. I made a lot of mistakes to get to where I am, and I'm still making them now. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so, listen, my thing is this. If I ever blow up, or let me correct myself, because I know my family, my reading family, like, what you said? Where, if? You know?
Right.
I always say, we don't say that. But when I get to where I'm supposed to go, nobody can blackmail me, threaten me. I put all my shit out there.
Right.
There ain't nothing you can threaten to tell nobody. I did it. If I did it, I did it.
Yes. I feel that.
Oh, yeah. No, you ain't going to never hold nothing against me.
But that's the best way to be.
Listen, you got a booty pic? I hope it's a cute one. Make sure if you're going to put a booty pic of me out there, hey.
Pick the nice one.
I only sent
good lighting.
I only sent pretty ones, so you only going to get a pretty panty. So you ain't going to make me.
Wait, so Kai, is anyone coming through? Like, is the live connected?
We have a live. I just can't see it.
Wait, I have the other phone. Let me see the other phone.
No, you don't have service.
Let's see. How could I do it? I can do it. I can see if I could go live.
It says six people viewing, but then when I look at it, it says 30 plus more.
This is a little glitchy.
So let me see if I could go live here. Can I go live from two phones?
No,
But what? But
no, we're good. We just don't have the accurate number of who's watching.
But people are saying things.
Okay, so then yeah, it's not letting me go live again on two separate.
That's different. I don't know why.
All right, so just give me this.
I think it's glitching because of the Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
so I can just use this.
What you want it to turn to you?
Yeah, I'll just go through there, or put it like.
You want it facing you?
Yes, I can see who I'm looking at because we got to bring them on.
Okay.
The deal that we made was that if somebody wanted to be read, they would have to be able and be willing to be read live and be recorded.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I mean, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing me on. Thank you for having me. Are there any other questions you wanted to know?
I'm gonna look at my notes. You know I have my notes.
You know what happened the other day too? There was a young lady I was reading, and she had an ancestor on her that was dying to speak, and she experienced seeing them take me completely over. I think I can move. This is her this way here.
You said she experienced them.
She witnessed it. She saw it. She literally saw it. And but she rolled with it.
Yeah.
She didn't panic. She didn't do none of that. She was just like, she was just like, oh, you okay? She was like, you all right?
What you doing over there?
She was like, you okay?
Yeah.
And I was like, and you know, and the funny thing about it is when you're reading, you don't want to stop. You know, so I'm just like, I'm not feeling right. I wanted a cigar. You know, I said to my daughter, pass me this, pass me that. I wanted, it was a busybody spirit. Very busybody. I wanted liquor. I wanted to smoke. I wanted all kinds of things, right? And I said to the person I was reading, I said, hey, listen, I said, do you have someone who passed over that drinks and smokes? And she was like, I think so, yeah, you know? So then I said, okay, wait a minute. But then I started getting,
Jittery?
and I knew that something was wrong. So I had to call for my daughter really quickly, and I was like, listen, you got to come. While I was reading, I said, you have to come and help me. When I said help me, I meant to clear the space and energy around me.
Okay.
Right? And the person was like, I literally saw that. They said, I saw it. I saw you change. Some other person said to me too, like they'll see my voice changes, my mannerism will change, my eyes will change. It just depends. It just depends. I can feel it.
Because I'm mentally been calling on somebody. Because it's not just me, it's my mom too. But what's going on here?
Okay, let's see
Let's
what's going on.
Let's see.
And you know what another thing that I do too that I brought for you?
Oh Lord.
I do past life.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
To tell you who you are. Who you are in your past life.
I'm definitely like an old lady though.
No, it basically makes up and shapes who you are.